Imagine you and your friends are keeping track of who owes whom money. Instead of trusting just one person to write it down, everyone keeps a copy. If someone tries to cheat, others can call them out. That's basically how blockchain works. It's like a digital notebook that records transactions. But instead of one person owing it, thousands of computers share and verify the entries, making it secure and trustworthy without needing a middleman. Blockchain isn't just about Bitcoin. It's changing industries like finance, healthcare, supply chains, and even gaming. And today, I will break it all down in the simplest way possible. But that's not all. I'll also show you how AI is making blockchain smarter with simple Python code to demonstrate AI-powered fraud detection in blockchain transactions. Let's go. At its core, blockchain is a digital notebook that records transactions. Each page in this notebook is a block, and when a page is full, it gets logged and connected to the previous one, forming a chain, and hence the name blockchain. But unlike a regular notebook, once something is written, it can't be erased or changed, and this makes blockchain secure and transparent. So here's the structure. Each block in a blockchain contains a data, which is transactions like sending money, a hash, which is a unique ID like a fingerprint for that block, and a previous block's hash that connects blocks together, making it tamper-proof. So if someone tries to change a block, its hash won't match and the chain breaks, meaning fraud gets detected instantly. Unlike traditional banks that store transactions in a central database, blockchain operates on multiple computer or nodes worldwide. So instead of one company controlling the system, everyone shares and verifies the data. If one computer is hacked, the rest still hold the correct data. And that is why blockchain is so secure. But how do we make sure no one is cheating on this decentralized system? And that's where consensus mechanism comes in. These are the rules that decide which transactions get added to the blockchain. Proof of work or POW is used in Bitcoin. Computers solve complex puzzles to add transactions. It's secure but slow. Whereas proof of stake or POS is used in Ethereum 2.0. So instead of solving puzzles, people stake or lock up their coins to validate transactions. These systems keep blockchain running without needing a bank or company to control it. Alright, let's build a simple blockchain and then add AI to detect fraudulent transactions before they are recorded. We'll first create a simple blockchain where each block contains an index which identifies the block number, a transaction data which stores transaction details, a timestamp which records the time of creation, a hash which is a unique ID for security, and the previous block's hash which links blocks together ensuring security. And here's the Python code for a basic blockchain implementation. Here we use hashlib for creating unique hashes to secure blocks, and the time library which captures timestamps when blocks are created. So we define a block class with a calculate hash method to generate SHA-256 hash for security. We then create a blockchain class that starts with a genesis block, which is also known as the first block. Every time we add a new block, it links to the previous block using its hash. The for loop here at the end prints all the blocks, showing how they are linked together, which you can see in the output below. And if someone changes a previous block, its hash changes, which breaks the chain, making fraud immediately detectable. But can we detect fraud before even it enters the blockchain? And that's where our AI comes in. Here is how we will be training an AI model to detect fraud. We'll use pandas library, which handles structured data in a tabular format, NumPy, which converts transaction data into arrays for AI processing, and sklearn, which provides machine learning models like random forest classifier. So we train AI using past transaction data labeled fraud for 1 or legit with 0. We then use train test split, which splits data into training and testing sets. 80% we use for training and 20% for testing. Random forest classifier is a machine learning model that detects patterns and predicts fraud. The model learns to flag high-value transactions as suspicious based on patterns. Now that our AI is trained, let's use it to block fraudulent transactions before adding them into the blockchain. Here, first we define a function isFraudulent that takes a transaction and predicts whether it's fraudulent using AI. Transaction amount extracts the amount value from the transaction dictionary. NP array converts this amount into a NumPy array, and reshape reshapes the array into a 2D format which is required for prediction. Here 1 indicates one row, whereas -1 automatically determines the number of columns. For example, if transaction amount is 5000, it gets converted to this 2D array format which is required by the AI model. Model.predictAmount uses the trained AI model to predict whether the transaction is fraudulent. 0 extracts the first prediction result from the output, since .predict returns an array. Double equal to 1 compares the result to 1, which means it's a fraudulent transaction. So if AI flags a transaction as fraud, it does not enter the blockchain. Finally, only valid transactions are recorded securely. If there are valid transactions, they get added to the blockchain. If AI detects fraud, no transactions get added, protecting our system from malicious activity. And this is how AI and blockchain can work together to make financial transactions safer and fraud-proof. Alright, let's look into the most famous use case of blockchain, cryptocurrency. But first, what is money? Normally, we trust banks to store our money and process transactions. If we send $100 to a friend, the bank updates its database and takes a small fee for handling the transaction. But what if we didn't need banks? What if money could be exchanged directly between people with no middleman? That's exactly what cryptocurrency does. In 2009, an anonymous person, or maybe a group, called Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, the first decentralized currency. Instead of a bank keeping track of money, Bitcoin used blockchain to store transactions. Every transaction is public and stored on thousands of computers around the world. And since no single person controls it, nobody can cheat the system or print unlimited money. And here is an example of a Bitcoin transaction. Say Alice sends 0.1 Bitcoin to Bob. Instead of a bank approving it, thousands of computers and nodes verify and record the transaction. And once verified, the transaction is logged into a block and becomes permanent. Since there is no middleman, the fees are lower. You don't pay banks for processing. It is borderless and works globally. There is no currency exchange needed. And finally, it's secure. Transactions are verified by the entire network. But Bitcoin has one big problem. It's just digital money. It can't store contracts, agreements, or rules. And that's where Ethereum comes in. Ethereum was created in 2015 as a more advanced blockchain than Bitcoin. Unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum isn't just digital money. It introduced smart contracts, which are basically self-executing programs that run on the blockchain. A smart contract is like a vending machine where you put in money, and if the amount is correct, the machine automatically gives you the product. No human interaction needed. For example, if Bob wants to rent Alice's apartment for $1,000 per month, instead of hiring a lawyer to write a contract, Bob and Alice use smart contract on Ethereum. The contract automatically releases funds to Alice only if Bob gets the apartment key. It refunds Bob if the key isn't delivered by a deadline, and stores the transaction permanently on blockchain. No one can change it. But how does a smart contract verify that Bob got the apartment key? Smart contracts can't see real-world events on their own. They rely on oracles, IoT devices, third parties, or user confirmations to verify conditions before releasing funds. For a fully automated system, the best approach is using an IoT-connected log plus a blockchain oracle. A blockchain oracle is an external data source that feeds real-world information into the blockchain. For example, the smart contract connects to an IoT-enabled smart lock. Once Bob enters the apartment using a digital key, the smart lock sends a signal to the oracle. The oracle confirms that Bob unlocked the door, and the smart contract automatically releases the funds to Alice. Or, instead of a fully automated oracle, the contract can require a trusted mediator to confirm that Bob received the key. For example, a real estate agent or escrow service verifies that Bob got access, and they send a digital signature to smart contract, which then releases the funds. Smart contract basically eliminate middleman. No need for banks, lawyers, or agencies. Once the rules are set, no one can cheat. Now you might be thinking, if Bitcoin can't run smart contracts like Ethereum, why do millions of people still use it? And here is why. Bitcoin is often called the digital gold. Unlike traditional money, Bitcoin has a limited supply. only 21 million bitcoins will ever exist. Governments can print unlimited money, causing inflation, but no one can create more Bitcoin. It has the most secure and decentralized blockchain. No single entity controls Bitcoin, not banks, governments, or tech companies. It has been around since 2009 and has never been hacked at the network level. In fact, there are many large companies which accept Bitcoin. Ethereum and other blockchains are more flexible, but they are also more complex, which introduces potential security risk. Bitcoin keeps it simple and safe, just a store of value and a medium of exchange. So Bitcoin remains the go-to option for people who just want a secure, decentralized currency rather than complex smart contracts. Now, people don't just buy Bitcoins for transactions. They use it as a store of value and protection against financial crisis. In countries like Venezuela and Argentina, where inflation is out of control, people convert their money into Bitcoin to protect their savings. Even big companies like Tesla and hedge funds invest in Bitcoin as a hedge against economic uncertainty. Blockchain isn't just about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. It's a revolutionary way to create trust without relying on a middleman. And with AI, it gets even smarter, stopping fraud before it happens. The future? Blockchain and AI shaping finance, healthcare, and beyond. What's your take? Drop a comment below, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into emerging tech. See you in the next one.